A very good morning to you, friends, and welcome to the show. My name is Joyce and and this is Full Circle with Joyce. I hope you're having a wonderful day, that the week is off to a great start so far, and that you are blessed this morning. Today, we focus on relationships, and specifically, we want to talk about relationships in the 21st century. Obviously, the dynamics are so different from those which our parents had, and our guest in studio is one fiery guy, and he's going to be shedding a lot of his insights on that. And as well, we're also going to be looking at competition among friends, as it is Relationship Tuesday. That applies also to our relationships, not just with our intimate partners, but with those around us as well. Do you find that you're constantly competing with those around you? We're going to be discussing that and so much more here on the show today. And so as we get started, this song coming up is by Alice Kimanzi, and it's called Wambie. And I think it's a good reminder that, you know, as much as there's this perspective of relationships and marriage not being worth it anymore, it is actually a very valuable thing. And as much as marriage takes work, it does work. Hey, relationships in the 21st century, which almost seems like a cryptic science. I mean, there's so many women who complain about, oh, we can't find good men anymore. The men are saying they can't find good women anymore. I mean, is it that complicated?
I don't think it's that complicated. I just think that now we are looking for the wrong things. I think now we are in a time when we are so confused about what we want that we end up, let me say, getting what we don't want. Yeah, because now, you know, we've come up with so many terminology. You know, Kitambo, it was easier. Kitambo, if you're someone, you're seriously seeing them. Nowadays, we have all these other small clusters that keep on cropping in, you know, situationships, friends with benefits. We have all these small clusters that have come up that have made our lives a bit too complicated.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, there was a story over the weekend about how nowadays young men are afraid of settling down. And I've heard this plenty of times as well. They're saying, you know, women are too educated. So ni the era of the boy child. Tunawatetea tu kila kitu. Or women, you know, are much more advanced even in the workplace. You know, women are not scared anymore. They're pushing and gunning. Is it that we are supposed to help the boy child? Ama ni boy child kuamua tu, you know what, I am a man, nitasimama na niende mbele.
You know, personally, what I believe is that men should also stop giving too many excuses. You know,
no shade to all my male friends, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, you know, men are giving too many excuses on being sloppy. You know, saying that it's a boy child problem. It's not a boy child problem. I think that a guy should just make up his mind on what he wants. Because I don't think that any opportunity was taken away from boys and given to girls.
Right.
I think that girls were actually given same opportunities as guys. So guys just stop being sloppy and stop saying that, you know, women are so educated. A strong man is ready to marry a strong woman.
Preach.
A strong man is ready to push his wife to be better than he is. A strong man is not afraid to have a wife who's more gifted than he is. Because as a man, I must be ready. I might marry a woman who's more intelligent than I am. There's a possibility in life. Who said that only men are supposed to be that intelligent? But if I'm strong enough, then I'm okay. I'll say if she goes and succeeds, the better for us, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, that's such a very interesting perspective, and it's an important one that I think a lot of times we forget, because I think men are raised with this mentality, and even women too, that the man is supposed to be the provider and the head of the household, but we take that to mean that the women then cannot have any talents, no gifts, no experience, no qualifications whatsoever. But that isn't necessarily true.
No.
You're saying that a healthy relationship is one in which both parties actually bring into the relationship.
Yeah, because you must be in a relationship where you can thrive. And you see, the threshold now has changed, of course, because now, of course, women are getting more chances, which has exposed the level of intelligence that our daughters had we never knew about. And so, as a man, I must be ready that I'm marrying a woman who maybe might be more gifted at the workplace more than I am. She might be able to go further than I can go. I must, as a man, be willing to accept that possibility. If I don't accept that possibility, then it's good I stay by myself. I think marriage is not for that person. Yeah.
So maybe just talk a bit more then about what makes a person ready for marriage, like in terms of the different qualities, I guess, because you're saying, for one, if you can't handle someone else sort of being better than you, in a sense, you're not ready for marriage.
You're absolutely not ready for marriage. You should go fishing, do something else. because marriage is not for
Go fishing.
marriage is not for weak people. because the one thing that should be clear, and I like saying this very expressly, is that a man knows when he wants to get married. If you find a man who does not know if he wants to get married, there's a high possibility he does not know he wants to get married. So don't even start suggesting. No, if you're the guy for 5 years, you are seeing Nikama, he's not looking like he wants to, don't start hinting. Don't move in by force. Yeah, just know that this guy will decide when Jesus comes back. Because when a guy is ready, he knows that he's ready. Yes, he has a plan.
Can we talk about that? Because, now we're also in the era, speaking of relationships in the 21st century, we're also in the era where we've seen them as memes, but the truth is there's someone somewhere who would do this and they've maybe seriously considered it, women proposing to men. Is that okay in your opinion? Or, as much as we're saying that, I'm a very traditional chick, for example, like to me, I'm not going to go down on my knee, but we're in the 21st century. What do you think of that?
It doesn't change, being in the 21st century, that doesn't change some fundamental core wirings that human beings have, that men have, that women have. When a woman decides to propose to a man, that is almost like being suicidal in my thinking, because men don't change their opinion about women. When a man meets you, he knows he's going to marry you. Yeah. When a man meets you, he knows that you're going to be a chick he's going to hang out with for a while. And the moment you start proposing to a guy, what happens? You are the chick who refused to go. You are the one night stand who decided to move in. Ooh. So when things get bad and I didn't ask you to come. You're the one who proposed. So it's good that I always believe that when a man wants, he says what he wants. If he doesn't say what he wants, sana, he doesn't want. There's a high possibility.
Because you're saying men are hunters. Like you're sort of wired that way.
By nature. Even the most reserved man, when he finds a woman he wants to be with, he will pursue her. Even the most reserved and shy man.
So nyinyi wanaume mnajua kenye mnataka?
Aki wanajua.
Si ati amjui.
Yeah.
Mnajua.
A man knows.
Na mnajua.
Yes.
So it's not about like, you're saying if a man is ready, regardless of whether he's shy or whatnot, if he finds the right woman, he will be driven to do whatever he can to get that woman.
When a man loves, he has no excuses. When a man loves, there's no excuse. Once you hear some excuses, first I have to do my masters. First I have to grow a beard. I have to do this. When you hear those things, just stand under to kujipanga. Slowly just become busy.
But now you really need to help out a lot of women here, because I think they find themselves in that position where they feel like their men are not forthcoming. Some of those stories where you've had people have dated for like 6-7 years. Does that tell you anything? That's
in fact dangerous, because also prolonged dating is dangerous in its own way. And that's what we are doing now in the 21st century. Also, we are dating for too long. Dating for too long doesn't give you a high success rate. Actually, you have a lower success rate, because you have what we call post-honeymoon fatigue, where you worked so hard in 7 years. You worked so hard, you fought, you everything. When you get married, you go, whew, what are we doing again? And that's why marriage is bad. You have someone that did 10 years, got married on the 11th, divorced on the 12th. Yeah, because you burn out. Because I believe that there's an age where there's room for error. I believe when you're young, 18, 22, there's room for error. Because an age, once you turn, it's good to be sure. Yes, it's good to be sure. And I've always said that with ladies, if you find a guy who's not saying what he wants, he's using hints and clues. Aki, please, that guy is not changing soon. No. I'm thinking about it. You're asking him, you are done asking him, so when I come to see my mom, when I come to meet my people, if you sit down and call yourself for a brief meeting, you'll find that you're dating yourself.
You call yourself for a brief meeting?
Call yourself for a brief meeting. You're dating yourself. You are in a relationship with yourself. Yes, and it's a sad truth.
Jameni, kumewaka moto huku leo, Full Circle with Joyce. I'm sitting here with Victor Salamba, who's a relationship coach, and we're talking about relationships in the 21st century. Hey, watu wangu. I hope you don't find yourself in this messes that we're talking about this morning. Do give us your feedback. The SMS line is 22999. You can also reach us on our social media platforms at Switch TV KE on Instagram and at Switch TV Kenya on Facebook and Twitter. And I'm going to be reading those shortly. But Victor, you know, one of the things that has sort of, to me, that is one of the most saddest things about dating, I guess, or relationships in this century, is that the level of promiscuity rather, has just gone like 0 to 150.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people don't even, it's not even with the intent to marry, right? Like, they just out sleeping around, you're hopping from one partner to another. And people aren't ashamed about it. Like, I'm just like, what is happening?
Yeah, we are also in that age as well, where I see that promiscuity has always been there. Yes, in an age where now it's being talked about a lot. Now it's more available to us in terms of the influence that we have. What normally surprises me is that whenever you choose to go in a particular line in life, I believe be willing to live that life completely. You can't start sleeping around, then in the middle of sleeping around, hope to find someone serious. Because the rumor we have with this generation is that you must kiss many frogs to get to your prince. But I read that story when I was in school. She kissed one frog.
She did.
It was one frog. The book had one frog. I didn't see her kissing very, very many frogs. So I don't understand why you need very many frogs. Who came up with that story? Yeah, because if you kiss many frogs, you'll become a frog at some point. So why do you want to keep on moving around? And I think that's where we lose the value of it. We must be able to take time and look at myself and think that, what am I selling? What am I looking for at the end of it all? Because you can't keep on hopping from here to here. That's why I normally say, never have an undefined relationship. Don't let someone kiss you if they don't tell you what they want to do with you.
Right.
Yeah. Don't let's just kujipangia mbele.
Yeah, that's not the way to get a partner.
It's not the way.
At all.
Yeah.
Because I think too many of us feel like you need to do those things in order to show them that you're interested in the relationship. But as per what you've said, if someone is interested, they will do whatever they can, men and women.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Don't change the rules of engagement halfway. Don't change them halfway. I wasn't calling you, suddenly you want me to start calling you. Don't change the rules of engagement halfway.
Yeah.
That's when people start saying this person is stressful. No. From the beginning, you set the rules at the start. Don't change them halfway. You can't be a one-night stand who chooses next week to be a girlfriend and wants to be a wife the other week and a mother the coming week. No. Rules of engagement.
Yeah.
The way you start is the way the relationship always moves on. You never change rules of engagement in between because we are habitual beings.
Hey.
Yeah.
Preach. And as we get ready to go to break, maybe you can just tell us, again, on this topic of promiscuity, and fine, it's more out there, I guess, not necessarily more prevalent, but I guess we're not shy about it anymore.
Yeah.
But you can talk about what that does to the actual person, and how, to me, you're actually eroding yourself for your future spouse. Because every time you're with someone, you're giving a piece of yourself away. That's how I look at it, at least.
Yeah. You know, one thing about our bodies are always meant to be sacred. No matter how you want to look at it, your body is still sacred. No matter if the fact you think that, sex is for everyone or whatever, no matter what your perspective is, at the end of the day, your body is sacred. And the more you keep on exposing your body to different people, the more your value diminishes. No matter who you are, even men. The men who even change women as though they are changing their profile pictures, still the same problem. Yeah. At the end of the day, this man, you find him, he's empty. He's still empty. Because the more you give yourself, you come to a place you have nothing more to give. Because you're giving yourself wrongly. When you give yourself wrongly, you're not receiving. And that leaves you empty. And at the end of the day, you find that when you're getting married, you are tired.
Right.
I found people who are married and they're tired. You look at your partner, you wonder, how did I get here? Not because of anything else. You're just actually, honestly tired. And that's what is critical for us to protect ourselves. Even the guys who are coming up, I tell them that our bodies are still sacred. No matter how much you try to talk about it, no matter how much is on TV about sleeping around and all those things and sex is overrated or underrated, who doesn't care. The point is, it's your body.
Right.
It's the one thing that you can give in a relationship that no one else can give.
Right.
Yeah. It's the only thing that you can give that no one else can give, and that's yourself.
Wow, guys, what a heated and an awesome conversation we're having here this morning with Victor. We're going to take a short break right now, but when we come back, I'm going to be reading your feedback. Again, the SMS line is 22999. Do let us know. Let me know what sort of experiences you've had, any questions or comments you have for Victor as well. He's going to keep it real. He's going to keep it 100. This and much more right here on the show. This is Full Circle with Joyce. All right, guys, we're here at Full Circle with Joyce, and my name is Joyce and Victor. Joining me is Victor Salamba, who's a relationship coach, and he's literally set our set on fire. As always, but it's so good to have you, Victor.
Thank you.
The feedback is coming in. Let me read your comments, guys. We have, I'm Grace from Nairobi. I had a relationship with someone, but he heartbroke me. Just give me advice. Someone here says, hey, I'm Sally from Muranga. I've been in a relationship for 3 years, but the problem is the man I am dating asks me to buy him gifts. Is that really good? Hold that thought as you... Victor's face is already just like, Hold that thought. Hey, Joyce, I'm with this guy for 5 years, actually living together with 2 kids, no ring, always late to gift me or never gifts me, and starts giving me excuses but tells me he loves me. I'm always asking for my ring or dates, but he keeps saying he'll give me, which years have passed, and nothing. Please, is there a future here? Maybe, Victor, you can tie in those 2 questions. So one has been in this relationship for so long, never gets anything from this guy, has been asking for a ring, doesn't get it. The other one is on actually giving the gifts to the person.
The first person, I am sorry to tell you that you're dating yourself. Yes, you're dating yourself. Because, as I said, when a man loves, he has no excuses. If it only means that the guy will hustle whatever he'll hustle, he'll do whatever he must to show her that she's important, that she's someone who he's worth spending his money on. Because also men spend money where the heart is.
Right.
So if at all he can't even find a way, no matter which way he can find, afanye kitu, do whatever he can do to get some money to show her that, I can take care of you somehow. This is a guy who's telling her that I'm not on a journey to become. Me, I've reached, and where I've reached is you're my ATM. And let's move on from here.
Boy.
Yeah, that's how she is.
Oh, man.
And the one who's married for 5 years with 2 kids and no ring, no form of commitment.
Right.
To be very honest, that man is comfortable. And you've made him comfortable. And you can't keep on asking for a ring, because at this point, after 2 children later, there is the chance of Jesus coming back before you get the ring is higher. Because the guy is comfortable. He has 2 kids. If you ask him, he'll say, if she says that, I don't feel like I'm your wife, the guy will say, you have 2 kids. Yeah, because that's how guys reason. He said, do you have 2 kids? See, you're here. Then what else do you want? Right. So I think that she must now redefine that relationship now.
This is a good point for me to ask this question, because I get it a lot. Yeah. And it kind of irritates me a little bit, because I'm like, women, what are you doing? But there's this thing about how when you're dating someone, you go to their house, you cook, you clean, to show them the sort of wife that you'll be. But isn't that how you end up in this sort of situation where the person has become so comfortable with you? If he's already getting everything he wants, I mean, why should he propose? Yeah,
one thing that I think every woman should understand, that men love shortcuts.
That's honest.
Yeah, men love shortcuts. You give a man a shortcut, he will take it any given day. And what is the shortcut? You came yourself. He didn't have to go meet your parents. Yeah. He didn't have to do anything. You came, you began to cook. He might not have seen you as a wife, but he'll take what he has been given. He'll say, let's just work with this. It's the point that let's just work with this. Men will always take a shortcut. You give a man a shortcut, he will take it on any given day. Never make that mistake. As a woman, if you want to know what kind of wife you will be, let become a wife first. Then he'll know what kind of wife you are.
So it's for him to commit to you as the person,
yes,
and help nurture you as the wife. Because
marriage has different dynamics. Even those who have done come with stays know this. But the moment you now officially commit to marriage, the ball game changes. Yeah. Because now there's possession. When there's possession, things change. Yeah.
Victor, kwanza, wacha to test your credibility.
Yes.
Ulienda men's conference?
Apana.
Okay, sawa. Tunaweza endelea na interview basi.
That's why I'm alive today.
Good.
If I went,
that's why you're alive today.
I'd not be alive.
Au kukuwa chief guest?
Hapana.
Okay, sawa. Bora tu. Unajua lazima nihakikisha ni nani anaketi kwa hii kiti na mimi. So, Hi Joyce, what of a woman like me who is married for 6 years with 3 kids and struggling with my husband not quitting mpango wa kando, and she knows I know and doesn't care. Aki, such women. Anyway, doesn't care and sometimes abuses me, and then get this, her husband or the man that, or she's married, yeah, can't defend her. That's Monica watching from Nakuru. You know the way people have fire extinguishers? I feel like I need a ndo nimwage maji mahali.
I personally
Explain this, Victor.
I personally I've always said I personally want to meet these women personally and to form a WhatsApp group for them. These ones who the husbands have such bad behavior and they're still hoping that they'll change. Because if I had such bad behavior, you would hear my head is in Darfur, my leg is in Johannesburg. I don't understand this. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But you see, it's because when you get into a relationship when you're broken, into a relationship when the person you're getting married to is your identity, then automatically they will be able to abuse you. Because now she's in a polygamous marriage by force. And that's the point she should accept now. And she should ask herself, she calls herself for a meeting, ask herself a good question. Did I sign up for polygamy? Because now it's polygamy. Number two, if any woman you hear your husband is having an affair, never confront the other woman. You have no business as the owner of the house to have a meeting with a thief about them stealing from your house. What business do you have? So I don't believe that, to me, I don't think that if by that fact, it first of all degrades you, because now you're going to have a meeting with the imposter to discuss how they should leave your house. No.
Right.
The issue she should have is with her husband.
Right.
And if he's condoning that affair, then the problem is that guy. She should make a decision to decide, does she want to be in a polygamous union or not?
Yeah.
The husband must choose. I don't think that in this day and age of all these diseases that you are there sitting and hoping that he'll be touched by God on his way to Damascus.
So at this point, because she's taking abuse from both the side chick, the Mpango Kando, and her husband.
Yeah.
And so she needs to make a choice, like as far as her husband is concerned, forget this woman.
Yeah.
But her husband also then needs to decide, once she confronts him, by the way, pick, because I'm out the door.
Yeah, he must pick, because you don't fight for a marriage to the extent where you lose your dignity. Yes, because marriage absent of humanity is slavery. So you must be able to have some form of humanity. Come on now, the Mpangano is abusing you. One time she'll beat you.
Now, Aki, if there's anyone watching and they are Mpango Aki, seriously, just level up your game. That's not correct. I mean, just marriage is such a sacred institution. Do not be that person. Anyway, let me reserve my comments for now. But hello, guys. I'm Jillian. I really love the show, and I'm happy because I've been heartbroken before, and I want to venture again. I'm really happy to listen to you, Joyce, and our guest today. Thank you so much for watching there, Jillian. Hi, Full Circle. It hurts so much to love someone, and then that person hurts you. I've been used before by a woman, and I don't think there is love. And he writes it in capital letters anymore. And sometimes we always hear the one side of the story of men sort of being the villain, I guess, and then women struggling with what their men are doing. But this is a man very openly saying, you know what, I've been hurt before. He actually says, I've been used by a woman. So maybe you can speak to the men as well who've been hurt by women.
The unfortunate thing about men is that men are weaker. Men don't have emotional capacity like women do. When a man is hurt, it can be catastrophic. A man can actually make a decision even to become, to live celibate for the rest of his life. For a man, I've always said this, that a man should have the parameters right of what he's looking for. He must be clear about his destination. He must be clear, where I am going, do I want to go with this woman? There's room to be used the moment you're not clear about your destination. The moment you are quick for the screensavers, because now we've got too many screensavers out there. You're hooking up with screensavers, Someone comes, I'm this way, I'm this woman, send me money for this, send me money for that. Already, that's a screensaver.
Oy.
Yeah, it's good that as a man I be grounded enough to sit with you and understand you first, to know where I'm going. Can I see you? Number one, do I know where I am going?
Speaking of seeing you and understanding where am I going with you, someone here says, hey, I'm Tash from Kawangware. I met my husband on the 13th last month and we married the same day. My hubby loves, appreciates and cares for me a lot. I lack nothing. Na amenipeleka kwa wazazi wake. Just wanted to know, is my marriage healthy?
Apart from praying for you, we will be positive and believe that miracles do happen in 2019. Because
that is pretty unheard of. It's very rare to hear of such.
Because I'd be concerned about the speed.
Yeah.
The speed is a bit worrying for both parties. The amount of preparation they've taken to get into the relationship. There's so much that has been left to chance. There's so much. I mean, I don't want to say that it's going to be bad. There are those that have worked out. That's why I'm saying that let me be optimistic. Miracles do happen. But I think that now when this phase is over, sit down with your husband, have some preparation of some sort. Be talked to about marriage, understand some things, because it's not as easy as that. And I'm wondering why the speed. The speed is what is concerning me.
Yeah.
13th last month, married already. That's high speed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm concerned also about their age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that wasn't a situation of desperation to just get married. Let's continue with the feedback here. Someone says, hey Joyce, I'm loving the show. Victor has been telling us all about dating ourselves, or have a conversation with yourself. Someone here says, this year I realized I was dating myself, and since then I am very happy. And that's from Regina from Nakuru. But you know what? Big up to her, because I think sometimes it's important to recognize when you're in a bad relationship or a toxic relationship, and it's always better to break that off than a marriage. Someone here says, full circle with Joyce. Hey Joyce, kindly advise. My boyfriend and I had an argument, and since then we haven't communicated. Should I be worried that the relationship is a wrap, or am I overreacting?
Conflict is part of the process. But how you deal with conflict when you're dating is a projection of how you deal with conflict once you're married.
Yeah.
And in marriage, everything is always increased. Everything increases in marriage. So if you have a problem with your boyfriend, you keep quiet for 1 week, not talking for 1 week, there's a high possibility in marriage you'll be quiet for a month. Because marriage always increases. There's nothing to worry about, but just look at, is it worth fighting for?
Sure.
Yeah.
Another one here, full circle with Joyce. Good morning, Joyce and Victor. I'm loving today's topic. Victor, kindly tell us, are there men who still appreciate ladies who choose to wait when it comes to sex? That's from Ida.
They are there. I don't believe in blanketing a whole species because of the fault of a few species.
Right.
Yeah, there are still men out there who believe in waiting. There still are men out there who respect their wives, who respect their families. They are still there. What you must do as a woman, first of all, is set the parameters right. You have the right boundaries, you have the right visitors. You have the wrong boundaries, you have every visitor. Yeah.
Wow, guys, your feedback is coming in fast and furious. Thank you so much to all of you who are sending in your comments. Again, the SMS line is 22999. And we're continuing with our discussions here with Victor. You know, just piggybacking on that question, as we're talking about relationships in the 21st century, there's something to be said about our children and nieces, nephews being exposed to way much more than our parents were, thanks to technology and whatnot. There's subliminal messages, sexual messages, even in cartoons today. At what point do you think we should start talking to our young ones about relationships?
I believe as early as possible. One thing that I believe in is that with children, the mistake we make now is that, you know, with Google and YouTube and all these things, it's easy for my son to go and get information that I'm not giving him. As a parent, I must be willing to be the first line of honest information. Number one. Number two, from as young as they start to understand, begin teaching them about their own bodies, their own value, and don't call private parts by nicknames. Call them by their names. Mambo ya chuchu, sijui nini. Call them by name.
Oh God.
Call them by name.
I can't deal with Victor.
Call them by name. These things of calling things we don't know, chuchu, no. You know the kids now. Let them feel that there is no shame in my sexuality. Because that's what confuses them now. So at some point it becomes something. No, just call it by name.
Yeah.
But that because now they know that it's a candid discussion. To be open as well. Yeah. Tell them the truth. Don't give them half-baked information.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, this behavior is okay. If someone touches you like this, it is not okay.
Yeah.
Even if it's your classmate in school,
Don't use codes. Don't use codes and use codes. I had a lady told the daughter, don't let a man touch where they wear the bikini covers. Now, and I was a bit concerned. I was like, now that's a bit offside. Yes, don't use codes. Be open. They trust you more.
Okay. There's a question here about provision. You know, 21st century again, we've said women are much more independent, financially stable, boy child ndio bado analia. So someone here says, I've been married in 2 months, or I guess for 2 months now, but we always quarrel each and every day. Anakupea 400 za wiki mzima. Then anasema, ijafikisha wiki. Please help. That's Shiro from Nakuru.
My mother always said something that if you want a man who will provide, look for a man who loves to eat. Because he'll know how to buy food. but on a very serious note, provision is a very key thing. What I want us to be very clear about something that is normally misunderstood is, you know, funny enough, actually, the provision of a man in a relationship goes beyond money. And that's why I normally insist that, because women understand, actually, funny enough, women understand more about money in the family than men do. And so I believe that if there's no financial plan before you get married, if you have not decided how much you're going to spend on food, if this man, a guy who leaves 400 bob for food, there's a huge chance doesn't eat in that house. There's a huge possibility he eats at the neighbor's house. Because if he's eating at his house, he knows even him, he can survive on 400 bob a day. So when it comes to things of provision, first and foremost, I believe that provision is open. Provision is open. Because if a wife is earning 1.2 million a month and the guy is earning 100,000 a month, strictly speaking, who is providing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's good to be clear about the money and what it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Victor, let me ask you one last question. I know we need to take a break now, but this concerns, again, dating in the 21st century.
Yeah.
Now we have older women dating younger men and vice versa. So, hi, Joyce. I'm dating my boyfriend for 2 years now. I am 5 months older than he is. I would like to start a family with him at some point in life when we are ready. The problem is that his mother is not of the idea of him settling with an older lady. What should I do? Does that really matter as much anymore?
I'd say yes and no. 5 months difference is no difference, basically. The differences in marriage are a bit scary.
Yeah.
10, 12 years, you're 2 generations. That is now dangerous, because the guy will be 60, you'll be 48. You know, so that distance is a bit weird. 5 months, you say distance, that is negligible.
Yeah.
5 years, 1 year is negligible. As long as I believe in the same generation, it makes sense. But kama generation is imachana, please, that is suicidal. Because at some point, someone will start talking about God a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about matters of sex. They don't want to talk about anything. They want to pray. Because they're in an age where holiness is key. They want to go to heaven. You're in your prime. Now you're a sabu Indian.
Wow, Victor,
Yes.
it's always a pleasure to. I told you this seat, you have a permanent spot. Eh?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. As always, it's been so fantastic to have you. As we take a break, we're going to be back in just a bit, and we're going to continue with the discussion on relationships, specifically talking about competition among friends. Is that good or bad? You know, that thing of iron sharpens iron. Does it actually work out that way? We're going to be talking about this and so much more when we come back after this break. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. My name is Joyce and Victor, and this is Relationship Tuesday. It is hot, it is heated, as always, and I appreciate all of the feedback that you guys are sending in. We're switching gears now from talking about relationships in the 21st century, but if you missed it, Maze umemis. Make sure you catch the episode at 3 p.m. It's going to be running the repeat, that is, right here at Switch TV, and you can also watch the episode online. But right now, I want to chat with Kagondu Jr., who's a transformation coach. Karibu tena to the show. And we're talking about competition among friends, right? If that's positive or if it's negative. But kwanza umeniambia kitu kimoja. Unajua ndio unacheka. Ati umetoka men's conference. Kwani wewe ulikuwa extended stay?
No, I was tumerudi jana Jenny. So.
Aya.
But tulipitia tu. Yes.
Aya. Wacha tuendelee basi na interview. Talking about friends and competition.
Sure.
what have you seen? Is there, why does it get so competitive between friends that at some point it actually stops being healthy? It now breaks down the relationship.
I think it's like a thing that we have, and in the animal kingdom, when we look at the lion, the lioness, the lion is always competing to mate with the lioness and with the other lions, and the one who is masculine first and all that, they get to win the day. So it also happens to us that it's a process that is very normal in a human kingdom, if we can refer to it as that, because we're trying to achieve something. So we end up doing things that to overdo the other people, so at least we emerge at the top and become better than the other people. Yeah.
So then that sort of puts us in this scenario where we say it a lot here and even globally.
Yes.
It's like a dog-eat-dog world.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so is it not possible to have win-win?
Well, it's good that we get to appreciate there will always be a winner and a loser. But unfortunately, when you look at Miss World, at Mr. Kenya, Miss Kenya, we only celebrate the first person, the number one. But rarely do we get to celebrate the second person. So all the time we want to achieve the top notch. We want to be the best in terms of what we're competing at. So that's why you find that people are really struggling to get to where they want to be in terms of clinching the first position. Yes.
So how at what point then do we know competition has gotten out of hand? Because sometimes even our elections, yeah, you see how they just suddenly vitu zimekuwa tu upside down.
Yes.
But you know, even among friends, at what stage do you see, by the way, okay, we need to sort of pull in the reins on this because it's getting out of hand?
Yeah. We're in the process of celebrating the foods, if we haven't seen them, of the handshake, because at times it has been a bit chaotic in terms of the politics and all that. And in most cases, you find that everybody is competing, a bit in marriage, because you find spouses competing on who is going to be in charge. We're talking about in the previous interview about who is going to provide at the workplace. We want to outshine our colleagues. So you find that everybody is there trying to outshow, they want to really be the best in what they do. But to a point whereby it gets negative in terms of the competition, it's where it leads to some distress, because at times you get to feel that you're inadequate, you're not really putting out the best. And in most cases, when you see your other colleague, they're really doing well, they're really competing, then you tend to feel as if you're not up to the task. And when you get to a point whereby that you feel you're getting distress, you're getting stress, then it feels very bad. I can imagine a situation whereby you're getting to see the happiness through the other person's eye, whereas in your own room it's all cloudy and you're not really having some good time. So when you feel that you're getting to that point, it's a good place or a good point for you to slow things down, get to check out what are they trying to do in terms of what they are competing. Because it's always good that you get to understand the kind of a competition that you're engaging in, because it's not always healthy to engage in a competition. There are situations whereby you this is not healthy for me, so I really need to keep off.
Yeah. And, you know, as we talk about that, I mean, let's talk about jealousy. Because that really segues nicely into what you've just been sharing with us. And as we do, again, our SMS line is 22299. Give me your experience. Have you been in a situation where either you have been super jealous of someone in your life, be it your spouse's success, your friends, your family members, or it's been the reverse where they have actually been very jealous towards you, and maybe it's even caused some issues? I'd love to hear from you. The SMS line is 22299. But coming back to you, Kagondu, you know, jealousy can really tear apart a relationship.
Oh, yes.
And obviously, all of us are trying to achieve, all of us want to achieve greatness. We all want to be great people.
Yes.
But again, that jealousy brings about a lot of that competition.
You know, we tend to forget that we all in different lanes and we all having our own race. Some are in the marathon, some will be in the 100 meters. But when you forget that, that's when you get to be jealous of the other person, especially when you're trying to compare yourself with the other person. And this is what I refer to as the toxic comparison, because through that's when you tend to feel bad about the success of the other person instead of celebrating it. So you find that somebody may end up becoming jealous, and this is whereby we end up up hurting our friends to a point whereby we want to outshine them. And it's a sad affair because even our kids, that's how we have taught them. You know, in schools, we're celebrating the top cream, but we don't get to appreciate the talents that they have, the talents that they possess, because everybody is gifted differently. So when you get to a point whereby you're being jealous of the other person, then this is worrying, because this is a point whereby you may be forced to maybe harm the other person. And it's sad because through the jealousy or getting to a point whereby the competition is negative, then there's a likelihood that there's mental health issue will set in, because through the distress, there's a lot of psychological disturbance, and through that you find somebody may lead to depression and all that. Yeah.
But you know, even when it comes to something like business,
Yes.
you find there's some times where it gets so heated, like now that jealousy, I guess, manifests outwardly, as you're saying. People go and sabotage each other's businesses, sabotage relationships. Maybe you can walk us through some of those things that you've seen particularly.
Oh yeah, they do happen quite often, and it's not even once that you have had somebody has set fire in another person's business.
Yes.
It's not the first time that you're hearing people killing each other, where you want to outdo the other person, you want to remove them from the picture. It's just a sad affair, because even in schools you find that I remember back in high school, guys used to hide other people's books because you find that they're really performing well, they're doing well. So what do? You find a way of trying to minimize their success. And this is very sad, because in a situation whereby everybody is gifted differently, somebody has their own potential, then we get to forget that we are all in our own race. Then through that, then it becomes our own affair. So I feel in terms of business, be it in such a situation, it's always good that we get to appreciate everybody's success, than trying to outdo them and to belittle them.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone here says, hey Joyce, I'm loving your show. You're really answering my questions. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, our SMS line is 22999. We can take some of your feedback just as we get ready to call it a day here. But as we continue with Kagondu, still on the same topic, one of the things that you would find is, sure, we say iron sharpens iron.
Yes.
And so there's a level of healthy competition,
Yeah, there is.
But what would you say, you know, some people are in relationships where the other person, it's not like they're encouraging them. They're not even trying to inure them. They're just always like putting them down.
Yes. It's good that you get to appreciate the fact that relationship comes from two words, which is relation and a ship. And this is whereby you interact with a ship, which is a cargo carrier. And through the cargo carrier, there's value in it. And this is what you're relating with. And what we forget is that we have different types of friends around. One, it would be the confidence that you have. These are people that you can share with your intimate issues. These are people who build you. They'll feed you for you to feed other people. There's also the constituents. These are people who are for your vision. Guys who are with you because they see what you want to achieve. There's also the camarads, what we had in college, the people who are against what we are against. So through this, getting to understand these three types of friends, then you'll be able to understand the kind of a person that you're relating with. But it doesn't mean because you need people to feed you that you don't want to feed other people, because equally you need to support other people. There are others that will be having a similar vision that like you have, and it's always good that you also share the same vision. And you help them propel to the highest level. There are, of course, those who will be fighting for what you're fighting against. And this is whereby you see the mob justice, these guys who are trying to riot, they are very good with that. So as much as, yes, we having friends, it's always good that you get to find a good balance between these three. Because if you have a bit of everyone, then it will be good for you and you'll be successful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kagondu, thank you so much. Our time is up so quickly, but it's always good to have you on the show. Thank you so much for these insights today. Guys, I hope you've really learned something from Kagondu today. Again, the repeat of this episode is going to be running at 3 p.m. so you can catch everything that he's just said if you missed it this morning. Make sure you're on time next week, though, for Relationship Tuesday. That's it, guys. We have to call it a day. But just before I get out of here,